Previously on the kids' table.
Yeah, I'll join you for a little bit.
Our heroes learn more about their new companion, Aragon, or at least what he would tell them anyway.
You'd like to build trust.
How do you build trust?
And approach the city of Three Kings, Travestia.
I suggest we not go through the red.
I say we do.
Hoping to learn more about the mysterious codex, what awaits them in this track-colored city.
Are we splitting up?
Yes.
Find out on this episode of
I'm a nervous fairy by nature.
The Kids' Table.
As you start winding your way down the hill, following the path that seems to take you towards that red part, get closer to the city, you can hear city sounds, the cacophony that you have come to expect from Chapania. You hear the shouting of vendors, you hear bells, you hear carts. This sounds like a normal city. It doesn't sound like there's anything weird.
But is it a normal city?
That's what we were trying to figure out. The closer that you get, the main gate that leads into the red section of the city has this beautiful, gilded, giant lion relief above it. And there are guards posted on either side in red uniforms.
Of course there are.
But traffic is flowing freely in and out of the city.
They're not checking.
No, not at the moment. And you walk in. And it does appear as if most of the buildings in this part of the city are red. And you see all sorts of people. You see elves selling vegetables. You see humans pushing carts. You see dwarves running around carrying messages. Like it seems pretty normal. Except that everything is slightly red and the guards are all dressed in red.
Yeah, but then who do they work for?
Would you like to ask somebody?
Yeah.
Okay, so you go up to one of the guards. You go up to this dwarf, this female dwarf. She's dressed in sort of a red doublet. She's got a sword at her side. She's got a helmet with a red feather coming up out of it. And she says, "Yes, can I help you?"
Who do you work for exactly?
I'm one of the king's guards, miss. I'm one of the guards of King Tristan's section of Trivestia.
Where's the main castle?
She looks at you, kind of strange for a second. She says, "Visitor, huh?" And without even looking, she just points over her head back this way at the giant gleaming castle behind her.
Like the most obvious thing in the
I mean, like it's a ways away. Like it's towards the center of the city, but like it is visible from
miles away.
Yeah, and it's raised up too, which is part of the thing. Like the castle is not in the city; it is above the city on this plateau thing.
Going that way.
Oh, all right. Have fun.
Yeah.
Have a nice day here in Red Travestia.
Like.
We're in the red Travestia.
Because we're in the red section.
Yeah. But
Listen to that one. She knows what she's talking about.
What? Three sections?
She's in. You're in. Oh.
Is there a place you would suggest that we go as travelers on our visiting for the first time? Is there a place we would go to?
What are you looking for, lass? Yeah, there's all sorts of things to see here in the true part of Travestia.
We'd like to
whoa,
learn
whoa.
more about this true part of Travestia and also grab a bite to eat.
Oh, well, some years ago, unfortunately, lass, I would have given you directions to the library, but the library's been closed for a wee part of time now.
that library would have been useful.
I know, but they didn't say the library is gone, it's just been closed. Does that mean the library is
Does it
still somewhere?
Well, absolutely. The library is in the central part of the city. It's the base of the three parts of the castle. But it's been closed ever since the Seekers of Knowledge closed it.
Okay, thank you.
Ooh.
We're not gonna
Have a
sneak
good
anywhere.
time.
I look at him. I look at Aragon and say, "We're not gonna sneak in, right?"
Maybe.
Oh,
Okay, before sneaking in, because clearly
are we even gonna sneak in?
I don't know. I feel like the library has useful.
No.
There was mention of a cafe. You wanted to use your which?
Not anymore now because I feel like we would have been captured if they recognized us as.
You are worried that people are looking for you. Like
A little bit. Now I know that there are all kinds of people, not just one person, one kind of race. I'm a little less worried.
got it.
But since I'm a dragonborn, I might stand out a little.
If you stand there and look, this city is big enough that eventually you'll see another dragonborn walk by. But dragonborn are not very common. So you do stick out. But make a perception check for me.
3 total.
You are looking around, and everybody is looking at you.
Oh.
Every single person thinks that you are a threat. And your anxiety is just. You see Six Tails starting to get. He is like having a little bit of an anxiety attack all of a sudden.
But is that actually what's happening? People are actually looking at him?
Make a perception check.
So 18 then.
Nobody's looking at you guys.
So it doesn't seem Six Tails to be helping us to just be standing here any longer.
Let's go get a bite to eat.
So it sounds like we'd like to get a bite to eat and gather more information from people.
Wait, but what do they mean the true city of Trivestia?
That's if we go get a bite to eat, we might be able to ask people.
You all decide to go indoors. You decide to get Six Tails off the
To
street,
your-
get some dinner.
Whatever cafe.
So you get directions to Cafe Carpathia.
Carpathia.
And you come to this really sweet-looking tavern. It actually seems like it's more than just a place to eat. It's probably a place that you can stay too. And there's a big sign hanging outside of it with a little tea cup and a little baby lion peeking out of it in mid sort of like roar. And you head in, and it is decently busy at this time of day. It's getting towards late afternoon, evening. And, there's this sort of bustle of the pre-dinner crowd. You see waiters running back and forth, and you see a big bar / like reception area. And there's a young male halfling in this like nice little red vest, very prim and proper, done up behind the desk. And he looks up as you walk in.
Do you have any space? Sit down.
Oh yes, are you here for dinner? Yes, absolutely. Yeah, find a table. We'll take care of you right now. Absolutely, no problem.
I'm gonna ask, what's the most expensive dish?
Oh, the most expensive dish? Oh, that would be the Carpathian trout. It's trout that we get from the River Lethem, but between you and me, it's not our part of the river, which is why it's expensive.
How much money does he have?
You don't.
We don't know, but we just clearly saw that he was able to afford the most
It's the
expensive.
most expensive thing, then it must be expensive.
So the four of you are sitting at a table, starting to talk about this, and a woman comes by, a human woman comes by and comes to take your order. What would you like for dinner? We've got a nice stew on right now. Is that what you'd like?
Is there macaroni and cheese?
That's incredible. She looks at you and she says, "Hey, I don't know what that is."
I'll take the stew then.
What? That's very good. 4 stews then.
I'll get the trout.
She looks you up and down. The trout Carpathia.
Mm-hmm.
We require payment up front for that.
Okay.
50 gold.
Okay, I put it up.
So you see him.
Yeah, so now we're all-
So the three of you see him reach into one of the folds of his cloak, and he brings out this satchel of money, drops it on the table, rummages around, brings out 50 gold pieces. He sacks it in front of the waitress. She looks down and she says, "Very good, sir. I will bring you the trout Carpathia and complimentary, wine for you. I will bring you 3 our fanciest juice." And she heads off with a spring in her step. And in very short order, yes, this was her happy. In very short order, she comes back with a train of people. Clearly, nobody orders the trout Carpathia, because the chef himself comes out to deliver it to you. So they bring out 3 bowls of stew for you, generous bowls of stew, big pieces of bread, big mugs of fruit juice, a nice, I don't know what kind of wine pairs with stew, but it pairs really well. Chianti? I don't know.
Good juice.
No, not so much. I don't drink wine. I have no
I
idea.
don't drink wine.
Okay.
It's more funny.
Some
Stew would be a red, though, for sure.
Stew would be a red though, so some kind of nice red wine. And so they lay that, you each have your own individual waiter, and you, the chef, lays in front of you, "Sir, this is the trout Carpathia. I hope it is to your liking." And lays it down in front of you, and it is this gaudy golden dish, like ostentatiously wealthy gold, and a big old fish with the head still on. It's the fanciest thing the 3 of you have ever seen. And particularly the 2 of you who are bakers by trade, you know good food. You're not chefs in the same way that you are bakers, but you know good food when you see it. This is exquisitely prepared. You don't even need to roll for this. Like, you just by sight and by scent. This is incredibly high class fare. Like, he paid a lot of money for this. It is worth every gold piece. This is the most ridiculous thing you've ever seen. You have eaten fish all your life. You are a fisherman, your father is a fisherman, you own a fishing boat, you fish all of the time. Why would they do this to a fish? You don't eat fish with the head on, you chop it off. You take the bones out, you chop it up, and you eat it. This is a weird thing to do with fish.
Argan, I see you ordered the fish. Is that a common dish in your hometown? We haven't heard much about your hometown.
No, I don't usually get the expensive stuff. But I thought, why not get something expensive? I have the money.
But is fish something you eat
Sometimes.
back home?
Sometimes, but not often.
Sixtails, since we're having a lovely dinner, do you have any questions for our new friend, Argon?
No.
He's just too busy eating the soup. He's just like, terrible table manners.
Oh, are you finding everything to your liking, miss?
We are. I'll admit we're visiting the area, and you mentioned how this fish was not exactly from this area. And we're just curious about the other areas. Could you tell us a little bit more about the other areas?
Oh, you've never been to Trivestia before. Oh, okay. Well, welcome to our fair city. The city of Trivestia has a storied history. King Tristram's great-great-great-grandfather founded the city. And here in the true part of Trivestia now, we try and keep those values of loyalty and thriftiness alive, the way that the king's great-great-grandfather originally taught.
And the other areas that are not true?
Well, it is unfortunate that the 2 queens don't follow the values the way that the king does. But, you know, that's what happens when you are descended from lesser stock, shall we say. Oh, you don't know the history of the city, do you? Oh, my stars, I'm so sorry. I should tell you what this all means. Well, so when the king's great-great-grandfather, King Venyak, died, there were 3 people who thought they had a claim to the throne. There was King Tristram's great-grandfather, King Elbusia. And then there was the king's brother and sister, and they thought that they had claims to the throne, and they didn't. But they kept making a stink. And after what descended into a war that destroyed our beloved city, they decided, the king's great-grandfather decided in his magnanimity to split the town 3 ways, so that the true values of Trivestia could be upheld here, and the others could have a chance to maybe learn from us and one day reunite. That's the hope, at least.
Thank
Have they done the lesson?
Well, as you can see, we are not one city yet, but here's hoping. You never know what might happen.
What is the thing in the middle of every town?
Oh, you mean in the middle of Trivestia? Well, yes, so the castle is built on top of the library. It's built on top of the temple to Ismiene. I've been to the library. Well, I had been to the library before it closed, but it was very nice.
Why did it close all the way?
Well, I don't know how much you know about what's been going on in the last couple of years, but the Seekers of Knowledge said a couple of years that the goddess Ismiene stopped speaking to them.
Oh, I know why. She got sealed away.
What does that mean? She got sealed away?
Why you say that?
That means the god of power and secrets somehow managed to seal away Ismiene.
Oh my gosh, this is quite the story that you're telling me. Ever since then, the king and the two queens have had to keep people from trying to get into the library, and so there are guards posted. But with a story like that, I wonder if you went to King Tristram and told him that story, if he would grant you access if you wanted.
Does the king welcome audiences? Or how does one get a...
That is a very good question. And normally I would say it would be very difficult to find an audience with the king, but, and he very slowly looks at you and says, I'm sure that one with the resources to order the Trout Carpathia could probably get an audience with the king.
Do you know how much it would cost?
Oh, I'm sure I don't know that. But I'm sure if you ask the Chamberlain, he could probably tell you.
Where can I find him?
In the castle.
Money isn't everything.
Money isn't everything.
But it helps a lot.
That is true.
Are we?
That is one of the values, after all.
So it sounds like we have some options. Thank you very much, kind.
Oh, absolutely.
Host.
My name is Floodward Brandywood. If you have any other needs, I would.
What? I'm sorry. Could you say that for me 3 times quickly?
Floodward Brandywood, Floodward Brandywood, Floodward Brandywood, at your service, ma'am.
Word blandy. Wait.
Oh no, that's okay. That's our. Here, repeat after me.
Can we give him a short name?
Floodward.
Brandywood.
Brandywood.
Brandywood. Yes, just like that.
Can we give you a nickname?
I guess that would be all right. What would you like to call me?
Flood?
Floodward.
Floodward.
Yes, Floadard.
We'll call you Flatwood.
Flotty.
Flotty, just like my older brother. And you can see the smile on his face becomes a little bit more brittle, but he doesn't want to offend Aragon, and so he rolls with it.
Okay. Flotty word. Ward. Brandy.
Flatwood.
Floodward. Yes, that's my name. Thank you.
Floodward.
Brandy.
Wood.
Wood.
Yes.
Floodward.
Floodward Brandywood.
Thank you.
Floodward
You're welcome.
Brandy.
What's your name?
Sophia.
Oh, Sophia. It's so nice. And then he turns around and he walks
That's like a knee slapper.
I can't wait to get through the rest of this list of names. It's so great.
Okay. So it sounds like you were willing to spend some of your funds to.
I'm willing to chip in, not
You're
spend all of
okay.
it. Not spend.
You're willing to
in.
chip in to get an audience with the king. Do we trust that the king will treat us kindly and let us into the library, or do we risk sneaking into the library ourselves?
I say first we try to get an audience and try to respectfully get in. And then if we can't, you break in.
Okay.
With a hammer?
What
I have a crowbar.
are we?
I have two of
Are
those.
we worried at all that we will be jailed for some reason
Yes.
after
you
our
should be.
audience with the king?
Oh, are you worried that an audience with the king
Yeah,
will
like you'll
jail
hear
you?
our story and then for some reason be like, off with your heads. I don't know.
Roll an intelligence check for me, Sophia. Insight.
Oh,
So +5.
15.
So I'm making this an insight check as a way of saying, of reading, generally speaking,
what your story will do when you tell other people. Seren has advised you to be circumspect. Because there are followers of the God of Power.
Yeah.
In day-to-day life. There's the ones that you fought off, but there's also just people who worship the God of Power. As the story that he told you, that bedtime story he told you once taught, power itself isn't good or bad. It's the application of power that's good or
It's how
bad.
it's used.
Exactly. And so there are people for whom the God of Power is a great source of strength and comfort. And telling the story that you all have lived might put those people off. So he's told you to be circumspect, to be careful about the way that you tell the story.
So don't tell him like too much, but don't give him too less.
Basically, yes.
So it's kind of like politics.
It is incredibly like politics. Yes, it's very political. Yeah. So like what Six Tails just did with Flawedword, like, would you do that with the king? That would be up to you.
I say we tone it down a bit and tell some lies, but also keep most of the truth in.
Yes.
I would say we just omit parts of the story, maybe. We don't actually have to lie, make something up.
So some lies, some truth, and some truth lies.
That is your interpretation there. Serena, are we in agreement?
Yep.
We're going to the king?
Okay.
Off to the king.
It is a little too late tonight to get to the king. You can see the sun is starting to set behind the hills of the valley, but it is no trouble to get a room here at the Cafe Carpathia.
And so our heroes bed down for the night, safe in Cafe Carpathia, weary from a long period of travel and anxious for the days ahead. Although I wonder, are they truly prepared for what's about to happen?
As the last of the sunlight dips below the hills surrounding the city of Three Kings, the patrons in the upper rooms of a small, well-appointed tavern in the city's Red Lion district begin their evening preparations.
I asked Serena how she's feeling about our new friend, Arba.
Good night.
You have no response? I just asked
No
you a
response.
question.
Good night.
It's taking me a while to go to sleep. I'm thinking about how the codex was made.
I'm stealing things from the room.
I'm realizing
You
that
jump scare.
how helpful it might be to be connected with any clerics in the area and any leads on where the seekers of knowledge might have gone.
We have temples to the god of beauty and the goddess of creativity, as well as the god of fire and the god of the air.
I'm going to the god of creativity.
Okay.
So I will pay him extra coin to keep an extra eye out on the room since I'm leaving. I'm feeling very apprehensive
Got it.
about leaving the three.
Got it. I will make sure that somebody keeps them safe.
Sophia heads off into the night in search of answers, confident in her decision, knowing she'll only be gone for a little while. After all, what could happen in only an hour?